In this video, I'm going to talk about the nothing and how Satan sitting there doing nothing and you doing nothing is just as evil and just as destructive as you doing violence. Okay, I'm going to be talking about the throne of Satan and nothing. The nothing. This video is about the throne of Satan. I am doing a Pergamon video. It's a spin-off of these gladiator games and these arena games. Okay, so let's just take a look at this actual throne of Satan in the museum. It's Satan's throne. Satan is supposed to be sitting in the middle of this chaos. There's all these people and mutants fighting, but it's not just talking about this actual statues. These arena games were the throne of Satan. These people were literally fighting each other dressed as monsters, right? Okay, so it's not just calling this the throne of Satan, it's calling these arenas the throne of Satan, okay? And this is the Bible passage that it's in the book of Ezekiel 28, okay? It talks about Satan falling, and it's talking about how he's surrounded by violence, okay? And I'm going to really get into that because that's part of ancient history, okay? By the multitude of thy merchandise, they have filled the midst of thee with violence. That is Satan sitting in a throne full of violence around him, okay? He's sitting on his throne and there's violence surrounded by him, okay? And you can see that throne of chaos even in the labyrinth. The labyrinth myths, okay? There's Satan sitting around the chaos, okay? It's not people fighting, but it's a labyrinth. He's surrounded by confusion and violence, okay? He's surrounded by chaos and he loves it. He loves the chaos. He's a chaos monster, okay? Anyway, that goes all the way back to the Baal cycle. This actual Pergamon is talking about Zeus, okay? But Zeus and Baal are the same guy, okay? They're both the devil. Zeus is a devil and Baal is a devil. They're not really that different. They literally even have the same setup, okay? Because this is what the Baal's throne looks like. I can't show it to you. I can only give you the story of the Baal cycle. Okay, the Baal cycle has a throne of Satan, but it's Baal in the middle instead of Zeus. It's literally the same thing, though, okay? I've read the Baal cycle. It's very, very hard to read and understand because it's very, the wording is very weird and people fight about the translations and it's a very long story, but I'll just give you a part of the story. So Baal, he's either there's a big war going around him or there's a big party going around him. It's so funny because God uses both. So Baal's sitting on his throne and there's a big war going around him and he's doing nothing. Or there's a big party around him and he's doing nothing. He's just sitting there, okay? And he might be secretly orchestrating the whole thing. And it might not look like he's doing anything. Or he's really not doing anything. And he's just letting everyone fight for him. It's so funny because God uses all of this, okay? So the devil is we're going to use the lazy version of this story, okay, first. So Baal's sitting on his throne in the Canaanite Baal cycle, and there's a big war going around him, and he's literally sitting on his throne not doing anything. We're going to use that version first, okay? This is something that God does all the time. The message of the Bible, yes, the devil is real. Okay, the devil is I believe the devil is a real entity that lives in hell, okay? And he probably is secretly orchestrating and everything. But God always relates you to the devil. The message of the Bible isn't just to blame the devil for everything, it's to blame yourself, okay? So we're going to use the lazy version, okay? So Baal sitting on his throne, not doing anything. And just like in these arena games, these arena games, they became football, they became sports arenas, and they became these mythological reenactments. They just became watching TV. It's so funny because I think they're really just the spin-offs of these ancient stories anyway. So these people sitting in the stands is talking about the throne of Satan. It's not just talking about the devil, okay? These people sitting in the stands were watching all this horrible stuff happen. They were watching these gladiators kill each other, and these people kill each other, and these people kill the animals, and most people thought it was entertaining for a long time. What do you think you're doing when you're watching TV all day? Okay? You watch violent movies all day long, or play violent video games all day long. Okay, why? You might just think watching people kill each other is entertaining, okay? That's throne of Satan. God is calling you, sitting on your TV, enjoying porn, or enjoying people kill each other at the throne of Satan. God is calling you Satan. It's not just talking about Zeus. It's not just talking about Baal. It's talking about you. Okay, you being entertained by really disgusting things is the throne of Satan. You're the devil. Okay, God is definitely talking about that. God is calling you the devil half the time, not just blaming everything on someone else. Okay. But we're going to get a little bit deeper into this. We're really going to get into why people are so addicted to TV and to football and to playing video games. Okay, we're going to get a little bit deeper. Yes, you might just be entertained by bloody gore and stuff like that and people hurting each other. That's true. I'm going to talk about a deeper meaning, why people are addicted to these things. Okay, you're addicted to this stuff because God put something in your soul, okay, to try to do something. You have a fulfillment that you need. You have an empty space in your soul that needs to be fulfilled, okay? There's something inside of you that says there's more to life than just working and watching TV and doing nothing, okay? There's more to life than just making money and eating, okay? There's something in you that wants you to accomplish something bigger. There's something out there bigger than just you, right? Okay, there's something in you that maybe you may even want to help other people. You want to do something. You want to fight. Okay, but what happens is, this is why you get addicted to playing the video games and TV and football. When you watch someone else do it, you are living vicariously through characters and other people, but you're not actually doing it. And what's happening is, you're temporarily falsely being fulfilled, even though it's not real. Okay? You are living vicariously through characters and through other people. And it's somewhat fulfilling that need inside your soul, but you're not actually fulfilling it, okay? Even if you're playing a video game, you might feel like you're in control, like you're actually slaying some monsters and helping people or saving the princess, but you know you're not actually doing anything. It's just a video game. You're not actually helping real people, right? Okay? So what's happening is you're temporarily being that you have a false fulfillment that you've done something good when you haven't done anything at all. That's why you get addicted to video games. That's why people are addicted to TV. They see these heroes on the TV. They see their pain and their pleasure being played out by other people, but they don't have the balls to go do it themselves. Okay? All right? With God, through God though, okay, and you have to do that through God. Some people do. Some people they want to go out there and do something, but if you don't do that without God and through God's version, you're still gonna be left empty. That's why people are addicted to these things. Okay, they want to feel accomplishment, and it's falsely being filled with characters and sports stars and movie stars. And even worse than that, you feel really happy about it temporarily, and you're projecting all that love towards unbalanced love towards just people and characters and stuff, even if they're imaginary. Okay, you're projecting all that stuff that supposed to go to God. You may not think you're not doing anything wrong by watching TV all day and playing video games, but in not doing anything, you're doing everything wrong. You are wasting your life, okay? And I'm not saying you can't relax and never ever do this at all. Sometimes you can watch a movie every now and then. You can relax a little bit. But if you're doing it 10 hours a day, that's your life. That's not you relaxing, that's your life. Satan wants nothing better than for you to waste your time on earth doing nothing, okay? So what God is talking about so many things in the book of Revelation, it's not just about the past, it's not just about the future, it's about you right now as well. Okay, so I'm gonna repeat myself because I'm really gonna talk about this. I'm gonna have you look at this a whole nother way now. Okay, so in the ball cycle, there's a big battle going around, and it doesn't say in the ball cycle, ball is not doing anything. You just notice it when you're reading the ball cycle. There's a big war going on. There's all these people fighting for him, and he's not doing anything. And there's lots of false religion stuff in here. I'm gonna bring up, yes, God knows. God doesn't want you to be violent, okay? Being too violent is obviously sinful. But sometimes you physically stopping people and helping people is necessary. We don't live in a world where everyone just loves Jesus and you can just sit there and do nothing, okay? And I know, yes, war is extremely complicated, okay? But sometimes you sitting there and letting other people fight for you is the throne of Satan too, okay? Having other people fight for you while you sit looking pretty is evil. We're going to talk about some false religions, okay, and why there's an imbalance. Okay, so in the Bible, some people are physically fighting other kingdoms, like King David. Okay, King David literally fought Goliath. Yes, they were literally in the Israelites were literally in wars. It was, yes, so you could say they're in spiritual warfare. There's spiritual warfare in the Bible, but sometimes it's physical, because sometimes you having to physically fight people is sometimes necessary. Okay, I'm gonna bring up some false thinking and unbalanced thinking. God, okay, yes, God does not promote violence. God does tell you to turn the other cheek, but it's, you have to balance it out with the rest of the Bible. You don't turn the other cheek in every single instance, because you not doing anything can be just as evil. This is a really good example. Okay, I'm gonna talk about Gandhi. Okay, and I'm gonna talk about this has nothing to do with race. I'm talking about false religions and false thinking. You know, like hippies. Okay, there's hippies. They're against war, and I get why. Okay, and in Hindu religion, you're not supposed to do any violence. Okay, and just like Gandhi, he was all against violence, and I understand that. I get that, and on paper, at first glance, that sounds really good. But sometimes you sitting there looking pretty unholy while everyone fights for you is evil. Okay, this is a really good example of this. Let's bring up a situation where you have to physically stop evil people. There's terrorists, okay? There are terrorists are real. They're evil people. They're going around killing people for their false religion, okay? Or their false philosophy and understanding, okay? A very obvious one is the Nazis, okay? Are we just supposed to let the Nazis take over the world? Are you just supposed to sit there and turn the other cheek? No, you have to physically get up and stop these people. Okay? War is extremely complicated. I understand that war is sometimes over nothing, but sometimes war is necessary because we don't live in a world where everyone just is not violent and they're not going to come and kill you. And you can defend yourself. And you have to stop people before it gets too late. If no one stopped the Nazis, I'm sure they would have taken over the whole world. But a lot of countries and people didn't care. East India, and I get it. But when the Nazis were coming around here, they didn't do anything because they knew that everyone else was going to defend them. Okay? And that's evil too. You're not just supposed to let everyone fight for you while you sit looking pretty and say, I don't believe in violence. Okay, hippies. Okay, you guys, I get what you're saying, but you watching everyone else defend you, watching everyone else die for you is evil too. Okay? That's why in the Bible, there's a balance going on here. Sometimes you physically stopping Nazis or some terrorists is necessary. If a guy breaks into your house, are you allowed to physically stop him from kidnapping and killing your family? Of course. Because in some of these false religions, you can't even do that. Like Gandhi, you cannot, in some of these religions, you cannot do any violence at all. If somebody comes and breaks into your house, it is against their rules for you to stop them. You cannot, and that's silly. It's like these false religions. You don't even have any common sense. No, God does not want you to be violent, but sometimes you being physical and you sitting there and doing nothing is evil too. And here's another really good example. How nice of you to sit there and be like, I'm against violence, while you do nothing. Like another really bad religion or thinking is monks. Okay, Buddhist monks. They sit in their temples and they meditate basically 24 hours a day. Okay, but they also don't help anyone either. They don't go out and feed the poor. They don't go out and help other people. They don't go out and try to help the other poor people. They meditate all day long. Okay, and then and at first glance that seems really holy, but that's actually evil. Okay, they do no community service. Okay, they might as well just be sitting and watching TV. Okay, how nice of you to sit in there and look pretty and innocent when everyone else is dying around you and you don't care and do anything. That's evil too. Okay, they don't go out there. They don't really, you sitting there watch the world fall apart and not caring is evil too. Okay, you're not just supposed to pray and meditate all day long and do nothing. Even if you're a Christian, you're not supposed to do that. Okay, you're not supposed to just pray and not get involved with other people and helping other people. Okay, you have to promote Jesus, and you actually have to do something, not just sit and pray all day. Okay, there's a balance here. Okay, and so yeah, God is calling out these false religions. God is so when it talks about the throne of Satan, is it talking about people who do nothing, or is it talking about people who just love violence? It's both. Okay, there's a balance here. Okay, and I'm going to bring up something else. So another really good example of you being not having, this is what you're going to do if you don't have the Holy Spirit. You're going to be a little bit nuts and not have any common sense. I'm going to call out two groups of people. I'm going to call out Peta, and I'm going to call out the Hindu religion. I'm doing that on purpose because this has nothing to do with race. Okay, this has to do with people who don't know Jesus. Okay, yes, there is some truth in Peta. Okay, you're not supposed to abuse animals for fun. Animal abuse is evil. I get that. I get it. Okay, and in the Hindu religion, they don't believe in violence, and I get some of that. Okay, yes, they are against violence, and they like animals a lot. I get that. I see the good stuff in there, but this is what happens when you don't have Jesus. I'm calling out both groups of people. In India, I think most people know this, there is a huge, monkeys are sacred, just like most animals are. You're not supposed to hurt them. You're not supposed to stop them or anything. Okay, these monkeys are taking over the city, and they started killing children. Okay, they are starting to attack children. They're doing it on purpose. It's not by accident. They are purposely trying to kill children because they're trying to claim their territory. Okay, and no one's stopping them. Two groups of people are not stopping them. The Hindu religion is not stopping them. Okay, and the Peta people, because Peta sometimes gets involved with other countries, obviously, and they're like, well, you can't hurt the monkeys. And so what's happening? They're literally killing kids. Is that okay? No! You have to stop them somehow. I'm not even saying you have to kill them, but you can't just let them rule the city either, okay? You have to stop them somehow. But that's not happening because these two groups of people who are unbalanced and don't have the Holy Spirit are just letting it happen, okay? Because it's evil. Is that evil? Is it okay for monkeys and animals to kill children and you not do anything? Is that evil? Absolutely. Because these two false religions or false thinking, they put animals above kids. They put animals above people, which is evil, okay? No, you're not supposed to do animal abuse. I understand that. God doesn't want you to do animal abuse. But you're not just supposed to let them kill babies. And like, I don't believe in violence. Like, wow, that's evil. You might be sitting there looking pretty, but I see someone very evil and very, someone who doesn't even have common sense. Okay, and it has nothing to do with race. This is calling out people who are just crazy. This is just insane, and it's evil. It's sad. And and I'm gonna really make a point here. Okay, so I know some serial killers and stuff, they tortured animals for fun, and that is definitely evil. That is evil. Okay, but some of these serial killers like their animals more than people. And my point is, these Peta people and the Hindu religion are psychopaths. They can be definitely psychopaths. Okay, you're just as crazy as these serial killers. You are letting people die, which is almost the same thing as you killing them. Okay, and it's not okay. So am I comparing serial killers who love their animals more than people to Peta and the Hindu religion? Yes, I am. I'm comparing serial killers to these people. Okay, all right. Anyway, that throne of Satan stuff, God uses that throne of Satan stuff for so many things, but this is just one of them. So yeah, God uses this throne of Satan stuff. You just enjoying animals kill people, or people killing animals, or not caring is Satan too. Okay, there's a balance here. You're not supposed to love violence, but you're not supposed to sit in there and do nothing either. Okay, there's a balance created. God creates a balance, and apparently that balance has got way off with people because that's what happens when you don't have Jesus and the God of the Bible in your life.
Do it. You can do it. Feel inside. We are going to die.
I'm going to make one more movie reference just because I can't help but think of it. I think you can watch a movie every now and then. Sometimes it can even help me to explain to you what I'm talking about. Sometimes I use movie references. I wanted to make one more movie reference. If you've ever seen Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom, there's that actress or that lady, I don't remember her name. She's very, she wants to stay very clean, and she doesn't want to put her hand in the bug with the bugs, right? And she doesn't want to get dirty. She want to keep her hands clean, and in the process of doing that, they almost die. Okay, in order to save people, you're gonna have to get your hands dirty sometimes. Okay, you being nice and sitting pretty, it can be evil. Okay, and this is just a really good scene that I think of when I think of you doing nothing is just as evil. You doing nothing is gonna kill people.
Are going to die.
And I already know what people are gonna say because I teach against watching too much TV and watching sports. The sad thing is, you can watch. I don't watch sports. I don't really watch too much TV. But I'm not saying you can never ever watch sports. You can have a relationship with God and still watch a movie every now and then, or maybe even watch sports. Okay. The difference is if it's the center of your life. Okay, if it's the driving force in your life is watching movies and playing football or watching football, that's when there's an imbalance. Okay, you can use these things for just to relax every now and then, or maybe just for mild entertainment. But if God in your life, these things are going to become the center of your life. Okay, when you start getting overly emotional when the football game loses, or you're putting all your time and energy into football and not God, that's when there's an imbalance. Okay, I'm not saying you can't watch any TV at all and you're just super evil if you ever watch a movie. Okay, that it can be unbalanced. You can watch a movie every now and you can relax every now and then, but you have to do that with God. Okay, you always have to do that with God right next to you. Anyway, I think I'll end the video there, so please think about this stuff, guys, and thank you.